Happy August! We are here with July favourites, believe it or not. It's been a while since we did a favourites video. We weren't feeling very inspired. But here we are, with some things to talk about.
My first favourite, which is on my eyeballs today, is this really beautiful Tom Ford eyeshadow palette in the shade Orchid Haze. Look at this. It is absolutely magnificent. The shades are buttery, they are soft, they are pigmented, they blend well. I mean, I can't say enough good things. The only not good thing is the price, obviously. But at the moment, I'm not sure if that's going to change or not, it is actually cheaper to buy this palette in South Africa than it is to buy it anywhere in the world. Mm-hmm. I don't know how it's possible, what exchange rate fixes they must have made, but I am grateful. This was $8.95 for 4 shades. I've used it non-stop. I'm absolutely obsessed with it.
My first item is a skincare item. In fact, 3 of my 5 favourites are skincare items. This is the Exuviance Super Retinol Concentrate. So a little while ago I wrote a blog post all about retinol, what it is and how to use it. At the time I'd only used the Paula's Choice retinol product, which I liked. It was a 1% retinol, so fairly strong as far as retinols go, but I wanted to try something else, and luckily Exuviance sent me this as a sample, and it's the same concentration as the Paula's Choice. I prefer the texture of this one because it's more lightweight, so that I can layer a moisturizing product over it. The Paula's Choice texture is more like an actual moisturizer, but it's not quite moisturizing enough for me. But if I then add a moisturizer on top, it all gets a bit heavy, if you know what I mean. So I do think this is better for a layering product, and I personally prefer it for that reason. The effects are very similar. I think this is a little bit cheaper. I know this is $8.50. I think the Paula's Choice one is $9.50, but I'll confirm.
This is the Body Shop Shea Shower Cream. I'm sure I've mentioned before the really savoury underarm welts that I get if I use the body wash and not a soap. I was given this as a birthday present, and I was a little bit, I had my reservations. It smells absolutely delicious, and I'm pleased to report,
very warm, wintry smell.
And I'm pleased to report I have no underarm welts. This is delicious. It smells really good. It lathers up really nicely. It doesn't strip the skin. It doesn't give you underarm welts. So all in all, very thrilled with this discovery. You've used them for years and years, hey?
Years. Yeah. Love them.
Not very much more to say about this, really.
My next favourite is another skincare item, and it is the Lulu and Marula Balancing Cleansing Balm. So anyone who has been reading the blog for any length of time knows that my die-hard favourite cleansing balm is the Emma Hardy Moringa Amazing Face something. Perfect, amazing, whatever, cleansing balm. You know the one I'm talking about. I seriously love that, but I was starting to feel a little bit stressed out by having to import it from the UK every time I needed a new tub, because it's fairly expensive, even though cost per use isn't actually bad value, but also the tub's massive, and it's a bit of a hack to wrangle back from the UK. So I thought, let me try a couple of local brands. What I did is I actually bought the Squirn Hot Cloth Cleanser first, and you know I'm a huge fan of Squirn. It was super expensive. It's 525 Rand for 60 mils, which is actually a ton of money. I tried it for a couple of weeks, and then by coincidence Lulu and Marula sent me this other one in the mail, and I started trialing them against each other, and I'm afraid Lulu and Marula is the winner. It's also much cheaper. It is 320 Rand for 100 mils, so a lot better value for money. The reason I prefer this one is I prefer the scent.
It is very delicious.
It's very like essential oily, but that's what I like. I like a really rich kind of botanical scent. It's absolutely beautiful. The texture is just a little bit lighter. So the Emma Hardy one is a very soft balm. It's not rock hard like coconut oil. It's actually, it melts down really easily.
This one's more herbaceous than that one.
Yeah.
This is quite herby. That one's more.
And the texture of that balm, obviously at room temperature, is much thicker, and it also is a much thicker oil on the face. The Lulu Marula one is easier to move around. I find that it washes away more easily as well. Obviously I need to use a hot cloth, but you would do that with any balm cleanser, and overall I just prefer it. So I'm a bit sad to say that, because you know I absolutely love the Squirn products. I will be a lifelong devotee of their Ruby Marine overnight hydrating mask, but between the two I think Lulu Marula is the winner of this particular battle. And you can buy those products online, and there's also a list of stockers, so you can get them from little local boutiques as well, all locally made by a girl in Johannesburg, all natural, etc. It's an awesome range, so go and have a look at that if you're looking for some new natural skincare.
My next favourite is this Kevin Aucoin eyelash curler. As a long-time user of the Shu Uemura eyelash curler, and I still do love it, it does piss me off that they don't let you buy the rubber inserts separately. So when you've gotten through the allocated 2 that you get with your purchase, that eyelash curler is effectively useless. You have to throw it away, which is a real bummer because dust is expensive. So having ploughed through the 2 inserts, I now needed a new one. I used the Tweezerman one for a while, which is fine as a stopgap, but it's nowhere near as effective. And I had bought this for Julia for Christmas, and she had told me how amazing it was. So I said to her when she was over in London recently, please can you pick one up for me? And it is, I mean, it's just so good. It's so good.
Something very, it's like it's got a good tension, and that rubber's firm,
Good.
so it's like it bounces nicely. It's got good give.
And it really, the shape of it, you think that eyelash curlers are kind of one and the same. They're not. The shape of this grips every lash from corner to corner, which I've never had before, not even with the Shu Uemura one. And it feels gentle, but gives a really good curl. It doesn't feel like you're really clamping down.
You don't get that right angled effect.
Yeah, it's really like a nice kind of subtle, not subtle, but like it,
even curl.
Yeah, it doesn't have that like. But yeah, this is really, really brilliant. And if you are in the market for a new eyelash curler, then
you can get those from Cult Beauty and Space & K. Speaking of treats from the UK, this is a very humble product, but my god, it's amazing. This is the Maybelline Instant Anti-Age The Eraser Eye Perfect and Cover Concealer with goji berry and Luxol. I mean, you know what I mean. You've definitely seen this product at some point. For some reason, Maybelline don't sell this in the country.
Why?
Now, when I was in the States last year, I bought the brightening shade, which is a kind of pink toned, it's sort of a salmony concealer corrector type product. It's far too light for me, unfortunately, so I just didn't get any wear out of it. So when I was in London, I went on the hunt for this, which is more of like a traditional concealer shade. This particular shade is light, and I have been absolutely loving it. It has taken over from my beloved Rimmel Wake Me Up Concealer, another product you can't get in this country, for what reason I don't know. But this is really nice because it's super lightweight but very creamy and has really decent coverage. So you get a real kind of highlighted effect, and it blends out beautifully with a beauty blender, which is how I always blend out my concealer. And I just find the tone is really good. It is a lovely, lovely product. This sponge at the top is much softer than you might imagine. It actually is really, really comfortable to apply.
I've got it as well, and I find it really satisfying.
Yeah, me too. People online sometimes talk about the fact that this is unsanitary. I just spray it with a tea tree spray every now and then, which is a natural antibacterial. You don't really need to worry that much about it. My makeup is pristine. I'm not one of those people with messy makeup with lids falling off and product spilling out everywhere. It's a problem you can very easily get around. So I really, really love that product, and I really wish they sold it here.
This is the Bobbi Brown Skin Foundation Stick in the colour warm beige. Absolutely love this. I've been using it pretty much, this is kind of the only foundation I've really been wearing for the past 3 months. It is much creamier than you may expect. I always associated stick foundations with the drying formulation, which for my dry skin was like a big no-no. I was prompted to try this after watching Hannah Martin's tutorial. She is a Bobbi Brown pro, so she uses exclusively Bobbi Brown in every tutorial, and she will make you want to buy everything because she is so beautiful and all the products looked so great on her. So that's why I went and bought this, and I can't recommend it highly enough. You can apply it, either you can streak it straight on your face and you can build it up to a pretty full coverage, or, which is the way I've taken to applying it, is to just kind of rub a buffing brush on the top and then apply it like that. It's creamy enough that it still gives off a lot of pigment using that method of application. It's long wearing, it doesn't kind of go patchy. It's a really beautiful foundation. I highly recommend it. Obviously Bobbi Brown has a brilliant shade range as well, which is fantastic, so no matter what your skin tone colour, you're going to find a match.
Okay, my last skincare item or items is more of a category, to be honest, and it's sheet masks. These are two I picked up from Clicks. This is a Sorbet Hydrating Serum Mask, and this is the Setua?
It's anyone's guess.
I think it's pronounced Setua.
Yeah.
Hydrating Facial Mask. I love facial masks. One, because they're so cheap, so you really feel like you're getting bang for your buck, even though you can only use them once. But I mean, they're like around 35-40 rand each, so it's a really good affordable option, because face masks tend to be, really on the pricey side. The reason I normally buy hydrating ones is because I find them to be the most effective types of sheet masks. So I literally will sit with this on my face in front of the TV. Normally I will have cleansed, taken off my makeup, done a cleanse, put on a hydrating serum, and then popped on one of these masks. And then I'll sit there pretty much until it dries, maybe half an hour, and then take it off, literally squeeze all of the leftover serum from the packet and from the leftover mask into my hand, put it on my face, and then put my night cream on or whatever it is I'm using that evening, and it just always leaves my skin feeling really plump and juicy and smooth and hydrated and just gorgeous. So I just really love these, and the fact that you can get them so cheaply at Clicks is really awesome. If you can get over the feeling of self-consciousness, they're also really good to wear on the plane. I did wear them on the plane recently when I went to the UK and only got 2 very strange looks from the air hostess.
Okay, my last product. This is a lipstick from Clinique. This is the Clinique Pop Lip Color and Primer. This is Blush Pop. It's my jam. It's just my ideal shade. I'll put some on for you quickly so you can see.
It's such a new colour.
I have about 18 million of this colour. But the formulation is lovely. It's really smooth and creamy. It's relatively long wearing. I think it's really flattering. It looks really pretty actually with some of the, I don't have it here anymore, the NYX Butter Gloss and Tiramisu, or even Creme Brulee, which is a little bit lighter on the top. It just is really pretty. Very natural, but still makes an impact. I think you've got the other shades, hey? The darker ones.
I think it's called Berry Pop. It's like the rich berry tone of that lipstick. It's beautiful.
It is beautiful.
So last week I did a blog post all about the top 10 drugstore products in the kind of hair, nails, tools category, because I'd already done a video about top 10 makeup products from the South African drugstore, and I was looking for a new drugstore sea salt spray because I use them quite regularly. The one before I was using was from H&M, but they don't sell it here, and the Toni and Guy one, which I used before that, they don't sell at Clicks anymore. So I took a guess on this product and tested it out for that post, and was very happily surprised to find out that it's amazing. And it is the Fudge Urban Sea Salt Texturizing Spray. It smells like vanilla milkshake. It's got a very fine nozzle, so it sprays out a mist as opposed to like one of those
like a
squirty ones where you get like bits of crunchy texture and then other bits of hair that have got no product on them, and it's the most infuriating thing. It's not crunchy, so it's more like it adds grip and a bit of...
It's coconut ice.
Oh, is that what it is?
That's what it smells like. Yeah, it's delicious.
It's really nice. So it leaves your hair with a kind of matte grip as opposed to a crunchy sea salt effect. So it's really good for people with fine hair like me who just want to add a little bit of extra boost and a bit of volume to the lengths of the hair. It's also an essential step to curling your hair if you have very fine hair, because it creates a bit of friction and helps the curls stay a bit longer.
How much is it?
130 Rand.
Can you have so much fun for so little money, as my dad would say?
Okay, that's the end of favorites. Please let us know what you've been enjoying. Subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll see you next time. Bye!
Bye.
Last but not least, I've got 2 eyebrow products here. They are essentially dupes for each other. The one is Benefit Gimme Brow, and the other is the Essence Make Me Brow.